In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize the Squarespace Bandsintown template, which is this one right here. I'll show you how to customize it in about 30 minutes and how I turned it into look like this, so you can do the same for yourself. Before we dive into customizing the Bandsintown template, I want to give you a quick rundown of content that it would be nice for you to have ready before you start trying to customize. So my list right here starts off with fonts and colors. A logo is optional. You need your social media links ready. You need at least one horizontal photo. If you have others, that's great. An album cover with a description, a short description of the album, and a link or links to pre-save, buy, stream, whatever you're currently promoting. You need your tour dates added in Bandsintown. If you don't already have that, go to manager.bandsintown.com to get that set up. You will also need merch photos with descriptions, pricing, and inventory for each product. Inventory is optional, but it's nice to be able to load that into your website. So if something sells out, your website will automatically mark it that way for you. This template also has a place for press quotes and an email list sign up. So if you have a MailChimp account or whatever, you will need the login for that to be able to connect it to the website. I have a couple other things down here that I suggest you add, but let's just stick to customizing what the template already provides first. So here is the template applied to my account and ready to edit. I've already pulled some photos and colors that I want to use for this imaginary brand that I am going to customize this site for. So if you could have all those things ready, let me show you where I start and let's dive in. So you can see we've got the sidebar over here on the left and edit mode up here, kind of the top left-ish of the website design part at least. You can either edit by going directly to a page and clicking edit, or if you click into website, you can see a list of your pages here. So I'm going to click edit here on this home page. The first thing we want to do, let's add our fonts and our colors. I'm going to click this little paintbrush here to get to the site styles. So if you come into fonts, you can either customize all of your global text styles here individually, or if you want to use like a preset font pairing, you can click that switch button like I just did and browse through some already put together font pairings. I'm just going to quickly select one here and then go back again, and then I will load in my colors. Squarespace allows you to use 5 colors. I recommend something white or very light, a light color, accent color, a dark color, and something like black or very dark, as you can see they have here. So I've got some colors pulled here based on a photo I'm going to use. So I'm just going to quickly load those in as hex codes. If you want help coming up with your own color palette, let's see, I might need to switch one of these out. If you need help coming up with your own color palette, I have another video for that, so I will link that in the card in the description to show you how I arrived at this color palette here, which I broke my own rule. So let me quickly change that. So I'm going to do the light. Let's do this. We'll cut one of those pinks out. Use that as my accent color, this as my dark color, and then we'll change the light pink to a black. Okay, so we have our color palette loaded, and you can see that automatically changes everything that's already on the website. I'm going to go back again to site styles, and I'm going to close. So we've got fonts and colors. If you have a logo, you just hover over where the logo currently is and hit edit site header and go into site title and logo. You can drag and drop your logo here. Since I'm making this for an imaginary person, I don't have a real logo. I'm just going to keep this as is. So first up, as you can see, we have this horizontal photo across the top. So to change that out, hover over the picture and hit Edit Section, and then click Background on the pop-up that shows up. I'm going to delete the image and then just drag and drop in the one that I want to use. And once that's loaded in, if you see this little circle here kind of over her mouth, if you click and drag that, that will change the focal point of your image. So you don't actually have to crop pictures in Squarespace. You can just change the focal point by doing this. And the reason you don't want to crop is because if we switch over here to mobile view, you can see we get a totally different aspect ratio of the picture. So it's best to upload the picture as is and then control what you see by using that white circle. So I'm going to leave it like this for now. I might actually, if I pull this blue arrow down, expose a little bit more of the picture here. Okay, next section is for the album. We've got a photo and a couple text blocks and a button. So again, let's start with the photo. I am going to just click on what's there, hit the little pencil icon, delete that picture, and I'm going to drag and drop in another picture. This is also a stock image. I just picked it because the color of the vinyl seemed to match the color in her picture. So I'm going to change the focal point again here. And let's say, well, sure, we'll keep that. And then you can write, whoops, a description here. I'm just going to do Command A to select all, and you can copy and paste or type whatever you want to put in here. I'll show you actually how to use this AI tool. Let's say we want a short description of a new album called, let's call it Bright Lights, to be released on June 15th. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's a very long description. So let's just, take that first paragraph there. And then to customize the button, click on the button, hit the little pencil icon. You can change, let's actually do pre-order now. And then you can change the link here. If you are linking to somewhere that is not on your website, I recommend you click the little settings gear and make sure this is toggled on, open in a new window. So when a customer clicks, they are taken to that page in another tab. It doesn't replace your website. I'm going to resize this picture a little bit here so it lines up with the text and the buttons. I'm going to edit section and change the height to medium. Just kind of reposition the spacing here a little bit. There we go. Try not to do too much like designing stuff when I'm just putting the content in. We'll come back and kind of change some of the sizing of the content in a minute. So upcoming dates. This actually, I don't think I would recommend doing it like this. They have these dates that they've just typed out. I always do that where I drag and drop instead of highlight. Oh, I can't get it right. There we go. They've got it just as plain text. So what that would mean is that anytime these dates happen, you would have to come in here and change the text manually. So if you want to do that, you can for sure do that. Just type it in there. Whatever you want it to be. I will show you another way to add tour dates in just a minute. If you click the See Full Schedule, it takes you to a full page of tour dates that uses the Bandsintown plugin, which I think is a much more user-friendly way for you to manage your website. So if you want to keep it just the way that the template has it, just click and replace the text with your show information. And if you want to change this title, just click in there to change the text. Okay, now down here we have merch, and these are actually just images. So what I'm going to do is just delete the image, drag and drop in another picture of a vinyl. Let's replace these images. Let's see, maybe we just pretend that this is a merch image here. And one more. What I would recommend doing if you do this format would be to add a link to all these images. You could say link on image, and then just link to the actual merch page once you build out the store, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. So that's how you customize the template the way they have it. So these press quotes are next, and these you actually cannot click and just edit the text right here on the home page. So I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Let's keep going and finish just the rest of the home page down here in the footer. So here we've got our email sign up. To edit that, click to select it, click the pencil icon. You can customize what it says on the page right here. You can go to design, you can change these if you like, and then storage is the most important part. Excuse me, if you are not using Squarespace for your email list, you need to just click in here and disconnect, and then click into other storage options. If you're using MailChimp, or if you want to use a Zap to connect it to another program, you can do that. This is how you connect it. To connect MailChimp, it's super easy. It will just ask you for your credentials, and then once you've connected it, you'll select your email list, and it will be ready to go. The other thing down here, if you want to just remove this, you definitely can. Something that this site doesn't have is contact information. So if you don't want to make a contact page, I recommend you put your contact info down here. And I might make it paragraph 3 and then center it. Okay, so we've customized the majority of the content on this homepage. Now I'm going to go through and do kind of a quick color change, font size change, just make a few changes here. So let's start with colors. I'm going to first change the background of this section. So I hit edit section, I'm going to go to colors, and then I like to just click through and see which one I like the best. Let's start with this maroon background. And then upcoming dates, I don't want 2 maroons in a row, so let's change this one as well. Maybe upcoming dates can be our light color. Merch, let's also change this. And press. And then down to edit footer. I normally like to make the footers like the darkest color or one of the darker colors. No rhyme or reason, it's just a preference. And go back to edit page. So we've got photo, and then we alternate through all of the colors for background colors. Okay, let's save this. And then I'm going to click the site styles again, the paintbrush, and let's change some of the font sizes. I like the fonts themselves, but let's change the sizes. So you can either just click directly on the font you want to change and it will bring it up. So here we've got the headers. I can't remember if that was header 1 or 2. It was 2. So if you change it over here on the right, it will reflect immediately on the left. Let's just, how about we do this? Let's do 3.5 for heading 1, 3, 2.5, and let's say 2. Okay. Now I want to make this text a little bit bigger. Should be paragraph 2. Let's go 1.5. Makes it a little easier to read there. paragraph 1, we can make that 1.7. Looks good to me. And the buttons, let's see. I think the font size itself is okay, so we'll just leave that there. Okay, back to site styles. I'm going to also go into buttons. I personally like solid buttons, so I'm going to do that and turn off the outline. Okay, so that sizing looks a little bit better to me. We can change this here. What did I call it? I called it bright lights. A little text. Album should be in italics. Songs are quotes. We'll do that. I'm also going to cut that, and I'm going to combine it into the same block there, just for cleanliness. And resize things a little bit so it doesn't take up so much space on the page. You can do that. You can customize these templates however you like. Sometimes they're helpful to get started, and then you can change things to make it your own. Let's go one more here. Just dragging and dropping to highlight everything at once. And there we go. I like this look a little bit better here. Okay. Down here, again, you can keep this if you like. I don't think it's practical, so I'm going to delete it all. And I'm going to show you how to add in Bandsintown. So if I click add block here in the top left and scroll down to Bandsintown, it'll populate with some dates just so you can see what it looks like. You have to move everything around to get it to fit again. So that's how you can do something I think that's a little more practical, to put your actual dates on there. Click on the Bandsintown plugin, hit the pencil icon, and then you type in your own band name right here as it appears on Bandsintown. And you can choose to show all upcoming dates or a date range, but I will say with the date range, even if the date has passed, it will not come off of this list because it's still within the date range. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay. And this is just some text that hyperlinks to the full tour page that's in the template. You can keep that or delete it depending on what you decide to do here. These, I think this is all good here. Press. Let's first change a little spacing down here. I think it's all too crowded for me. I'm just going to make it a small height to give it a little padding. Okay, now let's save. Now I'm going to exit, and I will show you how to add the press quotes and your social links. And I do want to make the logo text a little bit bigger in a minute too. So let's go to press. You can see up here press demo. If I click into that, it will activate the page. And you can either delete all these, you can edit them, whatever you want to do. If I come into settings, you can see how they've got it formatted, and I would recommend just either replacing what they have here with your content. And then if you click into here, replace this content here too. You can do that if you have a lot of press. Another thing that you could do, and by the way, once you put all of your quotes in here, it will automatically pull to your homepage. That's what the template is set up to do. Or if you don't have that many press quotes, you could just delete this block here and just hit enter here and just work out your press quotes here and who said it, and just have a list of your press quotes like that. Something else you might want to do, if you click this block, it's called a summary block, click the pencil, select a page. We're going to say, yes, we want the press. Primary, do you want the dates posted? Probably not, honestly, so just turn that to none. None. If I come to design, I would probably also turn off read more. And then you just get the most important part, the actual quote itself. And we'll save. So this is pulling the title and the excerpt. If you want to put the full press article or whatever it is, people can click to read more by clicking on the titles. So what's important for this would be the title, and this excerpt right here is what's showing on the homepage. The full post would be if somebody clicked to read more. Okay. You can also pull this page down to not linked and take it out of your main navigation up here. I'd probably put home in the main navigation. Speaking of, let's go back home, and then we'll go actually in the very top left to home, and let's go to, I think it's under marketing tools. Nope, okay, they're changing things around all the time. Let's go to settings, and you're looking for social links. And anything you put in the social links here is what will appear as icons. So I'll just hit enter. After I type that in, I'll X out. We come back to the website, you can see the YouTube icon has added in. So let's come back into edit mode. I'm going to click the site styles again, come into fonts, and I'm going to click on this Coral Koi here. Site title, this is where you can control the size. You can also, let's see what it looks like on mobile. Let's make that a little bit bigger too. There we go. Okay. Let's come back to the desktop view. I'm going to come into edit site header, show you a few of these headings options. If your picture doesn't work with the text overlay like the template has, if you come into, let's see, style, I believe it is. Yes, style. If you click on dynamic, you can change the option for the menu. So you can do a solid background. You can click to change colors. You can do a gradient. You can do theme, so you pick one of the color palette schemes, or dynamic like we had. I might actually keep it on this option here. There's multiple options for designing the header. Sometimes I like to do like a little border up top, give it a little color. And let's see. If you want to change the size of your social media icons, that is done here. Okay. So we've customized your home page. There's one thing I see that's standing out to me that I like to do. I like to make sure all of the button colors are the same, no matter what color background they're on, as long as they're not blending in. So you can see we've got the orange with black text, and we've got black here, and then we've got another orange and black down here. So I'm going to change them all to be the same, which means going into your site styles, coming into colors, and then when you do that, you can see this is dark 1. You can see the section colors here. So what I'm going to do is go into dark 1, hit the little pencil over here on the right. And I'm just going to click directly on that button and come to palette. And I'm going to do that. I think that's the button coloring I'm going to use across the site. So this is lightest 1. We'll edit that as well. Since I already clicked to edit a button, it knows what I'm trying to do. And one more, this is on darkest one. Sometimes when you do this, it thinks you have to change it to the newsletter block button. And there we go. So now all of our buttons are the same colors. That gives you that consistent branded look. Much better. Let's save. Okay, the last two things I want to show you. We've got this tour page here, which just loads Bandsintown dates, so you can customize that to be your name. The other thing you can do here on this page, if you have more pictures that you would like to use, you can put those in here. And again, use that focal point to drag the image around. You can make it bigger by dragging that blue arrow button. And then just always make sure to check the mobile to see how things look. Once you've made edits, pull that down like the template had it, and then we will save and exit, and then into the merch. Again, just like the press quotes, they've got a couple demos for you. You can either replace what they've got or add new by pressing this plus button here. For music, you're going to do a physical. Let's say, what did I say? Bright lights vinyl. Let's say description of the vinyl here. And then we will add our image. Put in your price. Our stock right now is set at unlimited. Let's see. Don't know why it's not letting me change. Oh, unlimited stock. There we go. Let's say she has 9 of those on hand to sell. If you want to change the SKU, I like to do that. I always do like bright lights vinyl. So I know what it is on the back end. And if you want to do like a category of music, whatever, that's getting into some customization. I have a bunch of videos on setting up your store that you can watch if you want to do that. But this is the basics. If you, like we said, she was going to do a pre-order. So I'm going to enable this custom button and say pre-order now. And let's publish. I'm also going to click these 3 demo products and delete. So now you can see here, we've got the Bright Lights vinyl. And there it is. You can, if you click edit up here, let's say edit design, edit section, you can change the layout. That was kind of big. You can change the layout, you can change the picture sizing, all sorts of things here that you can change. And let's hit save. Well, it doesn't want to save, so okay. Say edit section. Maybe we make that the dark one too. However you want to customize your store design. I'm just going to hit refresh. I don't know what happened there. Let's reload and just keep going. Okay. So I think we knocked it all out, didn't we? We did a new picture. We changed our fonts and our colors, our sizing of the fonts. Added in this new image. Changed around the order of the blocks here. Changed the button color. Changed up the tour dates a little bit. Added in our merch photos. I showed you how to edit the press. And we connected the email list, sort of. If you see this red block, it means it's not connected, but I showed you how to do it. I also have more videos on that as well. We've got our social links and our contact info is down here. Last thing I'll show you how to do, if we come in here, let's say edit link on image. If I just type out that slash, you can hit directly to the merch store. So if somebody clicks on that vinyl picture, it will take them to the store. And that is how you customize the Van Dam template. I'm going to come back over here to my list, and I would suggest you also add a bio page, whether that's on the home page or its own separate page. You could add a music page. If you're a musician, having a music page would be great. If you have more than one album especially, you would want to feature your past releases. I would also say a video. It could be a separate video page or a video on the home page. Like I said, contact info, and a lot of artists will do like an EPK page that's on the back end that they will share with marketing people specifically, but not directly up here in their main navigation. So you could put it down here in your not linked section and send it out to whoever might need that. And then here are my credits for the pictures that I used, if you would like to look up some of the same ones. If you have any questions for me about customizing this Van Dam template, or if you have a template that you would like me to go over and review how to customize, just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and if you customize your own Van Dam template, share a link in the comments so we can see and get some more inspiration. Thanks for watching.